Well, what is going on out there, guys? Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, and welcome into the video. So it's getting close to time for Palantir's earnings, and with the market in chaos and the noise being at peak levels, Palantir's earnings are critical to if we see the bleeding finally stop or if we get a complete collapse into the oblivion. Add in the fact that the stock is in complete free fall this year so far, and is this the perfect setup for Palantir to dip not just under $10 like it is, but possibly down to the dreaded $5 mark or lower? So I want to address exactly what I see happening and my exact plan that I'm going to execute through it all. I just ask in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. Alright, so after much discussion with you guys out there, in my group, and actually with my team that helps me run my other businesses, I heard you guys and will stop doing as many sales as I do for the group. It's clearly not my strong suit, I admit it completely. It's nothing I've ever done before, and so I tried different things week to week, and whatever worked, I kind of stuck with. So the sale that comes and goes and is back again and goes again and all that good stuff will actually be ending soon forever, as I've decided to take a different approach and just kind of basically go in a different way. It was put best by one of you all out there who is also part of the group that basically kind of encapsulated the thoughts of the majority of you guys out there. I don't care that you're pushing your private group. I'm a member. But the perpetual sale gets annoying. Stand by ending your sale and don't look back. You're selling yourself short by discounting that thing forever. Set a hard deadline and never discount again. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm basically waiting on the developers right now to give me a date for what I'm trying to do next. And so when I have that date, I will give it to you all and the sale will end then. So basically it's going to continue now and then it will end on that date. And don't worry, those that are already members or joined before that date get to keep the discount pricing for as long as you're a member. To me, it is just not right to raise prices on those that were willing to jump in and be part of the group early on. So thank you guys for the thoughtful feedback, as it really helped me out a lot. But let's jump into this earnings, since that is actually why you guys are here. Alright, so this earnings season has once again been nothing short of extraordinary. I mean, you have mega caps still moving wildly like they're small caps, and the market basically not wanting to reward anyone for anything. You have huge earning beats being rewarded with 5%, 10%, sometimes even 20% downward moves, and you have huge misses being rewarded with 35% downward moves or more. We got huge rallies one day, then huge cliff falls the next day. Earnings season is usually wild and doesn't make much sense, but it has been epically ridiculous so far. Now, having said all that, I see Palantir's earnings playing out just a little bit differently. There is a constant battle with this stock. I mean, it is either a future $1 trillion company, or does it belong in the stock scrap bin because it's just trash? Seriously, people see it as another stock Wall Street will be late to, or it's completely overhyped garbage doomed to fail. It's like Tesla was a few years ago, and maybe not as extreme on the bull or the bear side, but Palantir clearly falls into the I get it and it's going to be big one day, or I don't get it and it's overpriced hype. And unfortunately, I think Palantir's earnings will give both sides more talking points that will bolster their positions, which means it's essentially going to remain extremely divided for now. I think Palantir has a small beat on revenue and increases free cash flow once again. And for those of you that don't kind of understand their structure or how they report and the intricacies of all their financials, that is the number to watch the most based on how they do their accounting is free cash flow. They also have several new contracts that were announced this quarter, and I believe they're really showing their value in this crisis that is unfolding down in Ukraine and kind of the fallout that's kind of going throughout Europe. Although I hate that this is happening to those people, Palantir being able to help in a multitude of ways shows the value of what they do, and I think they will reap contracts well into the future because of it. We also had several large contracts renewed, which proves that the business model is sticky, and at this stage it is very hard for customers, especially the government, to switch vendors. Unfortunately, I think all the benefits that Palantir is proving to be so critical and helping with the Ukraine crisis will not be felt this quarter or even next quarter, but later this year, so those will not hit the bottom line to help this quarter's financials for sure. And don't even get me started on the commercial versus the government side of the business. People complain they rely too much on government contracts, and last quarter that script kind of flipped just a bit, and then people complained about the government contracts not growing enough. I mean, Palantir cures cancer, and someone will complain, and I guess that's just the world we live in now. Bottom line, there is nothing coming in this earnings that will either prove the bears or the bulls right with this stock. However, as we all kind of know, Alex and the team over there are not trying to win the battle today, and honestly, they're not even concerned with any of this. And if you did your due diligence on this management team, you know that is not where their focus lies at all. So you cannot expect huge, incredible earnings calls if they are not gearing the business towards that in the first place. So what am I doing personally? First, let me be clear and upfront with this fact. You cannot time the market. Nobody can time the market. But I've started seeing the sell and go all cash narratives pop up once again on YouTube and a lot of other places. The time to sell and go all cash was last November, not in the depths of this crash. And just because they sell today and it goes lower tomorrow does not mean it was a good move unless they bought the next lower move down. Which if they did that, then it will probably go lower than that in the short term and you're still losing, except now you incurred a tax bill if you sold for a gain and you are essentially now a long-term investor trying to day trade. And that never works out over the long run, guys. If you're a long-term investor, what happens tomorrow is not really your concern since nobody knows what will happen with any degree of accuracy. So that means if you're worried about what Palantir will do tomorrow, or finding the bottom, or guessing stock price movements based on what the Fed says, or buying and selling based on recession indicators, or anything else like that, then you are short-term speculating or trying to time the market. Phrase it however you want, but that is what you are doing, and nobody can do it with any degree of accuracy over the long term, but good luck if you want to try it. This is also why having your plan set before the earnings call is key. I know many of you hate that I say it, but planning and having price targets is the key to investing. And I have been buying this dip like crazy despite all the uncertainty because the stock has hit my price targets. Palantir at $9 and some change on Friday? Yes please. So I bought big based on my plan. I wasn't waiting on an earnings call that may go great, it may go terrible, or go great but the stock tanks into oblivion anyways. I'm not playing Wall Street's games. However, I can take advantage of the chaos they create if you play the long game and stay away from all the short-term speculation. So I am simply sitting back and watching the numbers and then watching what Wall Street does to see if they give me some juicy discounts. And if they do that, I will absolutely be a buyer as I have cash ready to deploy because I don't care about the short-term price action. I care about how the business is performing long-term and I planned and I'm ready. What, suddenly the price of the stock goes down and Palantir isn't performing as a business and it's just a terrible company? Every stock from time to time gets decoupled from the underlying fundamentals of the company, and those are some of the best times to buy those stocks. Wall Street wants to give me Palantir at $7. I will happily take it, although I do think that's highly unlikely unless there's a surprise on the earnings call or something like that. But hey, if it happens, I'll take it. Holding and looking to add at your price targets when short-term issues arise, like an earnings call that is great but the stock sells off anyways, is the perfect time I like to add. So make sure you have your price targets ready so you can execute if they get to your price target. And if you don't know how to plan and do evaluations, set price targets, and you need help and support doing these things during these troubled times, make sure you join the Market Insiders private group before the sale ends. Or click this video here for even more stocks I've been buying lately. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.